All right, I got Mr. Brown here with me. We were going to do our review of my first lesson that I taught with his class. I figured we'd do it. We'll just go down through the standards. And on standard one, on the development part, I gave myself a basic. On the part two, I gave myself a proficient on it. And the reason I did was because I felt that in some way or another, all the students got involved with it. And, there wasn't anybody really standing around. Everybody got to do something. So, I felt pretty good about that. I don't know, before I go too far into it, I mean, overall, how did you think the class went, the video went on it?
I thought it was really good because you did a lot of hands-on things and you addressed participation. Participation was excellent. The eye contact that the kids gave you when you were giving instruction and direction, and safety was held at a high standard. You did a great job with that. The kids, they worked hard. You did a good job with it. I liked the stretching you did. It was a really good lesson all the way around.
Okay. There was one thing, even as far as safety-wise, that I probably felt like I could have done better on. And I actually edited out of the other video was there was one student tripped over one of the, it was the row machine.
Okay.
And after that happened, then I realized, maybe just making them more aware of everything that's around them.
Right.
It's another safety issue. Again, just something to, first time through, just getting familiar with all the equipment myself, trying to see all the safety issues that might be prevalent in what we're doing. On standard two, let's see, learning differences. It says I put down that I didn't incorporate helping students learn to respect each other. I didn't show that a whole lot in this video. But it's something that I'm constantly doing though, so I think later on we'll see that, because I do feel that these kids respecting each other is a big issue and a big thing that it needs to be addressed every day. Standard three, it says I put one student tripped over the video. Also on standard three, using the circuit, I think even after I had mentioned that was one of the modifications that I had mentioned to you earlier, about me implementing into class, was using a circuit, and a lot of the kids actually liked it. And I think, for me, I felt like it utilized a lot of time to where we got more exercises into a certain amount of time. I know you had mentioned something about...
Yes, considering we have 8 classes a day, and these guys, this could be a first period, a second period, third period before lunch, and they have lunch, and then they have their math, science, English, and history. Seeing that it's only one of 8 classes, and you being very proficient and working on everything, plus it gives them time to warm up, do the workout, you give them time to cool down so they can go to their next class. And I'm seeing that you've put a lot of things as basic, and they're probably leaning more towards proficient. You did a great job, and if you continue to do like this, you're gonna have no problem.
I'm hoping I can do better with it, but yeah, on content knowledge, it says students use prior knowledge to lessons to recognize and recognize misconceptions and correct them. I think throughout I tried to. They all knew how to do like the bench press and some of the exercises. We're just refining and fine tuning some of the stuff that they were doing. Application of content, put proficient on it as a real world problem. One of the big things that we have is kids not getting enough exercises, and it leads to an unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy living. So just doing some of these exercises, it wasn't nothing that was killing them or strenuous or anything, but just some kind of activity, allows them to become healthier. So, and again, that's a real world problem, I think. Summative assessment, or the assessment part, I didn't have any summative assessment on this lesson. We will later. It was more formative assessment on everything that we did this time. Planning for instruction. One thing that I was wanting to ask you on this, actually on the assessment part, said I put down, made a note here, said there wasn't enough anybody in the class that had for English learner that had trouble speaking English or anything like that. But it also talks about disabilities. And what I was thinking was, could the person with the arch in their back that was having trouble doing the rows, could we put that as a disability? And something like a modification for that.
That's fine. You modified so many different things with each kid because you used a lot of individual instruction, hands-on, and with you doing the modifications, that's what school's kind of gearing to is more. Are we working with the kids' deficiencies, and are we still keeping them participating? And that's what every kid did. But you modified with this one kid, and yes, that's good how you did that.
Okay, all right, thank you. On planning for instruction, I think I did okay on it. I know that the more I do it, the better I'll get with it. With anything else, and it just again, it comes the more you do it, the better you'll do. And on instructional strategies, I didn't probe for questions, and I didn't kind of stimulate any kind of discussions. I guess I was more focused on the lesson this time, but I'm hoping the more I do, I'll try to incorporate some of that stuff in, and just get better with it with each time. You got anything else you'd like to add to it?
And one thing, it looked like all the kids were participating, and everyone was giving you good eye contact, but it looked like they were having fun. You were having fun teaching, they were having fun working out, and that's the big thing today is if you can get kids to buy in and let them have fun, this is really good.
All righty. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.